So let's get talking about KIATO, the #1 single target blue DPS unit in Black Clover Mobile. So KIATO is, like I said, he's an extremely good unit. It's just very unfortunate that a lot of people will not be summoning for him because of the fact that they already have Julius, right? KIATO is somewhat a really good counter to Noel, but because of the fact that Julius is already here, and plus Julius does have the whole stamina pushback and skill 2 cooldown and everything, something that KIATO does not have. KIATO is literally just damage. If you're just looking for a straight up good damage dealer, then you're gonna want to get KIATO. But because of how Julius is working with the whole stamina decrease and everything, and then Julius is obviously the unit that you want to aim for between the two. But I know that people are going to summon for KIATO, so if you do get the unit, then we're going to go over his build, and let's go over to Pridewin. If y'all are new, drop a like, hit the sub, and let me know, did you pull for KIATO? Because I know that more people said that they wouldn't, but they actually did, based on comments and everything. So I got lucky myself. Y'all should have seen the YouTube shorts as well. Go watch it, show some love, hit the like if you have not yet. And yeah, let me know how your summons went. But when it comes to KIATO, upon having a buff, attacks after applying a 15% increased damage to yourself. So not too bad. And the way this unit is designed is you're always going to have a buff, which is fantastic, right? So really good. And then the skill 2, it is going to be AoE damage, attacks after applying a 10% increased crit rate buff to each buff affecting himself, which is obviously really good. And that's all going to come from his LR passive here, so we'll talk about that in a second. Ultimate here is the crazy one. Upon having 2 or more buffs, the skill will be a guaranteed crit. So I said this already before in the showcase video especially, but this skill is the only one in the game. So no other unit has this, by the way, to where they have a guaranteed crit on them. So this is the only one in game, which is extremely powerful. And then you do attack after applying a 15% increased accuracy buff to himself for each buff that he does have. So again, you were able to do some buku damage. And then the combined attack here, if the enemy is taking continuous damage, applies a 30% increased damage to yourself before attacking, which is not too bad. LR plus 5 is, LR plus 2 passive is apply a 5% increased damage to himself. And then the unique one is the LR passive, applies Exciting Dance when receiving a buff. And then Exciting Dance is 5% increased endurance and block. And then after you do reach 5 stacks of this, then you do gain Idle Debut. They changed the name on global, by the way. It's different, but essentially it's the exact same thing. Once you do reach Exciting Dance, or Idle Debut, you gain a 30% increased endurance, a 30% increased block, and then a 50% increased damage overall, which is insane and really nice. So yeah, that is a KIATO, really good unit, but I feel like a lot of people are going to skip. And plus, bear in mind, we have no idea, okay? We have no idea what units are coming out for Season 3 this month in January. So I would kind of be careful, okay? Keep in mind, KIATO and Kahono are general pool units, meaning that if you don't pull them now, you always have the opportunity to pull them at a later date and time. But let's go ahead and talk about his gear set, because I know some of y'all you do have access to this unit. So I gave him 2-piece increased attack, 2-piece crit damage, and then 2-piece of gold penetration. Now, ideally, what I probably am going to end up doing is swapping these two for a speed set. Again, having speed on your units is always something that is beneficial. It's never going to really hurt you in the most part. The only time it might hurt you is the whole Black Casa thing, but that's very situational. But yeah, I would say if you want to run something like this where it's just damage, which how the unit is intended to be, then this is going to be a fantastic gear set. But if you want to go ahead and rock speed for PvP wise, then I would go ahead and probably swap out this penetration set for speed, and then at that point you'll kind of be good to go. Again, having that 7% increase in physical and magic attack, which is not too bad. And then crit damage, which is obviously great. And then the penetration, which is just, you know, even more damage that the unit is able to dish out. But ideally, this would be swapped out for speed. So I would go ahead and do something like that if you are able to. And then when it comes to substat wise, obviously you want to give him physical attack percentage. If you can, that's gonna be great. Crit rate, crit damage, those 3 are the ones you want to aim for. The last one, I would probably say offense related. You could probably go accuracy. I think that's gonna be a good one for the unit as well. And then that's gonna be the main stat and substats. Main stat obviously being physical. When it comes to your accessories here, it's gonna be crit rate, crit damage, and then yeah, crit rate, crit damage. That's pretty much it. If you are able to, I've never seen this piece before in game, by the way. But if you are able to get a physical attack percentage for your accessory, then I would obviously put that on. But again, I have not seen one of those pieces ever before. So either I am extremely unlucky or they just don't exist in game and I've been lied to this entire time. But I would go ahead and just do crit rate, crit damage. Those are the 2 accessory pieces that you want to give, and then obviously work with whatever you have left, which is probably going to be defense, which you know, I guess is always great, right? So that is going to be the gear set for KIATO. Talent tree here is going to be physical attack plus 7%, and then I gave him 2.5% crit rate up to 5 times per wave, but in reality you can go 5% increased damage overall, which is not too bad, because keep in mind the ultimate is going to be a guaranteed crit. Well, the way this unit is built, you're always going to have 2 or more buffs. So yeah, I don't think that you're going to have a problem getting that crit off. So if you want to, then the 5% damage overall would be really beneficial for KIATO. So these 2 are probably going to be the best ones in my opinion. Next up is going to be the 20% defense, and then the 4% defense, 2% crit resistance up to 5 times per wave as per usual. And then these 2 are going to be the 20% chance to reset skill 2. And then I did go ahead and give him 5% accuracy and penetration. Again, more offense related stats to help the unit do more damage like he is meant to, okay? But that is going to be the gear set and talent tree. Now let's go ahead and talk about a skill page. So skill page, obviously you want to rock his. You were able to get his off, then you're going to be in a very good position. So we go take a look at Pride Win here. When it comes to skill page, then his skill page, like I said, is pretty decent. Before attacking, there's a 40% chance of applying a 20% crit damage buff, which is great. And then if you do apply this towards KIATO, then if a damage over time was dispelled, gain 1 stack of exciting dance, which is going to be this right here, right? So exciting dance, gain 1 stack of this. Again, your goal is to reach 5 stacks. So yeah, the more stacks you have of this, then the easier you will be able to get this off, which is going to help the unit out a lot. All right. But if you do not have KIATO skill page, then a great substitute will be obviously this one, which is the 20% increased damage overall, which is always beneficial to have. I would also say Yamis is great for crit rate, but bear in mind the ultimate guaranteed crit season 1 Asta will be probably fantastic, because you are just outright gaining a 12% increased crit damage. So if you have the ultimate, then you're guaranteed to make the skill page useful, and then you are working off of crit damage at that point, which is going to be really nice. Fauna, the OG Fauna would be a great skill page. Julius would be a great skill page as well. Raya is not too bad for accuracy, but yeah, those are some skill pages you can use. And then for some SR ones, this one is always going to be my favorite and go-to, which is not too bad. So you can rock that one. If you do have Fulgolions, as long as you are above 50% HP, then you are getting 12% damage increase, which is not too bad as well. So you can work with that as well, kind of like some free-to-play ones you can get from your monthly SSR skill page selector. So yeah, that's going to be skill page. And then let's go talk about team comps here. When it comes to team comps, I would go ahead and rock something like this, right? So for PvE wise, then I don't think you can go wrong with, where are you? You can't go wrong with this. I mean, this is just a fantastic clear for PvE wise. If you want to make extremely fast gear farming stages, bam, you run one of this. Or if you want, swap out you with a buff unit, bam, support. These guys are all capable of doing buku damage, so that's going to be an amazing clear time for PvE content. But then for PvP, if you want to go ahead and run something like this, keep in mind he is a physical attack unit and not magic attack, so the unit of your choice here would be Finral, okay? Finral for the boost, and then you can take William, which is not too bad. And then the last unit can probably be like a Marks or something, right? For defense wise, this would be great. This is what I ran the other day in PvP as well. It does work, but keep in mind that you want to make sure your KIATO is buffed up to the point to where he can go ahead and get rid of, you know, these set opponents on your enemy team, okay? Because if he doesn't clear, then you might have a problem. But if you want to be safe, then this would be a fantastic option as well. Or even this, right? So again, just kind of having that safety net of Noel's barrier, just in case you do get hit, then Noel does have the barrier to go ahead and counter. But yeah, that is going to be team comps for both PvE and PvP for KIATO. Again, let me know, what are your thoughts on this unit? Good, bad? He's a great unit, honestly. Like I cannot sit here and say that he is a bad unit when in reality he is not. He is fantastic, but just unfortunate that he did release before Julius did. I feel like if they really wanted to go ahead and make money with KIATO and Kohono, they would have released him before Julius, but I do know, I kind of know why they released and rushed Julius in December. But hey, look, it is what it is. If y'all summon, let me know your summons go, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you to not summon, especially if you already have Julius and everything. Your best bet is to go ahead and save. You already have a DPS unit that is capable of doing what KIATO can, just on a lesser scale, and still great damage, right? But that is KIATO, and I already have the Kohono build up on the channel already if you want to watch it. But yeah, if y'all new, drop a like, hit the sub, and I will see y'all in the next one, right? Take care, peace.